Dear students, after learning some of the basic things about the chemistry, like the atomic structure, the history behind the atomic structure, and some of the chemical calculations, atomic mass, atomic number, mass number, all these things. So, let us go for the next part of the chemistry, that is about the very important part, that is the types of chemical changes. Because we know that chemical reactions are very important, and many different variety of the chemical reactions takes place. All are not same. Some are related to one another, but some are very different. So that's the reason. Let us just understand the basic about the chemical changes. So first of all, in the earlier classes, what we have studied is, in the your high school level and all, you might have studied about the physical change and the chemical change, right? So you might have heard about the physical and chemical changes, right? So you might have heard about this. So first of all, let us understand what is a physical change. Physical change is something which can be, mainly you have to understand that physical change is a change which can be reversed. For example, you take a small ice cube. So you take a small ice cube, you heat it, right? So definitely it will be converted into a liquid now, right? You take the liquid and cool it, okay, cool it, like keep it in the refrigerator, so it will be turned into solid. So here you can see that this is a solid and this one is a liquid, and the change, okay, the change that is happening is a physical change, right? So this is a physical change which could be reversed. So there are many other changes which is like this, the melting, you can extend this one. For example, you take the liquid, heat it again strongly, it could be converted into vapors. Now again take the vapors and cool it, you'll get the liquid. So all these conversion between the solid, liquid, gases, they are mainly considered as a physical change, right? Then the chemical change, one best example for the chemical change is the combustion reaction, like carbon reacting with oxygen to form the carbon dioxide. Okay, the carbon usually like coal, okay, coal, it is black mass, solid mass. You heat it in presence of oxygen, you burn it in presence of oxygen, you will be getting the carbon dioxide. Now this one is a gas, okay. Now you can see that this is also kind of a physical change only, because the solid is converted into the gas now, right? But what type of physical change is this one? This is not exactly the physical change. The reason is, once the gas, the carbon dioxide is formed here, whatever you do, you cannot get back the original oxygen and carbon separately like this, okay. Here the gas could be taken as a converted as a liquid could be converted as a solid, but the gas, carbon dioxide, you can never get back the original carbon and oxygen. So therefore this is termed as a chemical change which cannot be reversed, okay. This cannot be reversed, right? Okay, so let us mainly understand that what, so this chemical change, okay, the chemical change is nothing but the chemical reaction, okay. So let us learn now about the different types of the chemical reaction. While mentioning this example, I just mentioned that it is a combustion reaction, right? It is a combustion reaction, but there are so many other type of reaction which is also a chemical change, which kind of a cannot be reversed also, correct. There are some reactions which can be reversed, but a majority of the reactions which once it mainly goes in one direction, okay. So let's learn about the chemical reactions now. And also, before learning the different varieties of the chemical reaction, it would be better, what are the factors that favors the chemical reaction, or what are the condition on which the chemical reaction can be altered. If a reaction is going in a normal way, what are the changes that makes the chemical reaction to go faster, or makes the chemical reaction to go slower? So let us understand now what are the main factors. First of all, the reactant, okay. The reactant is something which are reacting. For example, here carbon and oxygen are called as a reactant, okay. So this one, reactant, okay, the reactant must come in close contact. If you want to see any reaction to happen, now the first condition is they must come close, then only they can interact with one another and they can form a product. Now, okay, understand that whenever a reactant, okay, usually we use the symbol R for the reactant. whenever it is reacted, it is going to form a P, means product. So here understand that if you want to get this one, the reactant must be close contact. Okay, they, you cannot keep just away from one another and you cannot make them to react. So that's the first condition. Second condition, you must be heated. Okay, there are many reactants where the reactants must be heated or the reactants are heated. Okay, so I'm not telling that every reaction after heating it will undergo reaction. There are many reactions on heating, it may undergo fast reaction or slow reaction. So this is also one of the favor, the heat is also one of the favor, the heat is also one of the factor which favors the chemical reaction. For example, if you take the example of S plus O2 giving SO2, see this reaction does not take place at all if you mix these two. You take this sulfur and you add the oxygen, they will never react, but once it started heating they will start reacting with one another. Okay, then what's the third condition now? The third condition is it must be exposed. Okay, the reactants are exposed to light because there are some reactions. Okay, there are some reactions which we call as a photochemical reactions. Photo stands for the light. So photochemical reactions are the reactions which are dependent on the light. For example, you mix H2 and Cl2 and allow it to react, it will never react at all, it will never react. But when the same H2 plus O2 are mixed in presence of H mu, understand that the symbol. Okay, the H mu stands for it is light. Okay, light. So when these are mixed, they will immediately form the HCl, right? So you can see that the light, whenever the light falls on that one, it starts reacting. So light is also one of the factor which favors the reaction. Then what else now? It could be pressure also. Okay, when the reactants are subjected, to pressure. Okay, pressure, there are some reactions when you increase the pressure they will start. Okay, they will undergo immediate reaction. For example, one of the best example is Haber's process. Okay, Haber's process, the name of the scientist, the chemist, he has he has given the one of the most important reaction. I'll write once again, see, Haber's process. You know what it is? It is considered as one of the most important chemical reactions. Just like in the most important chemical reaction, it is considered as one of the most. Okay, in the top 10 chemical reactions around the world, this is also considered because this is a chemical reaction which gives us NH3 gas. Okay, NH3, ammonia. You can produce the ammonia, which are mainly used for the production of whatever. It is used for the production of the fertilizers. So this is one of the most important process, and this process, okay, this process is taking place at high pressure. So when you increase the pressure, this reaction is more favored. So these are the some of the main factors. Okay, these are some of the main factors which is favoring, okay, favoring a chemical reactions. Got it? So now let us, after learning the what are the favors and all, let us learn about the different types of the chemical changes. Okay, or we can consider this one as a classification of chemical reactions. Okay, classification of chemical reactions. So how we can classify the chemical reactions? First of all, they are classified based on the chemical chain that takes place in the reactant. Okay, the reactants, and these are chemical combination reaction, reaction, right? And second, we'll see, okay, one by one we'll see afterwards. The second one is chemical decomposition reaction. Third one is chemical displacement reaction, and fourth one is chemical, same as above, but only thing is it is double displacement reaction. Okay, double displacement reaction, right? So these are the mainly four types of classification that we can do for the chemical reactions. So let us just learn one by one now that what are these reactions and what can be definition and the main examples can be given. So first one is, as we have discussed, it is chemical, just a minute. So it is a chemical combination reaction. Okay, chemical combination. Here the name only indicates what type of reaction is this one. It is a chemical reaction where two or more substances combine to form a new substance. Here the two or more substances combine to form. The main important point is they should combine. Two or more substances, you just allow it to combine, and that reaction is called as a chemical combination reaction. So it is called as a combination reaction. So here what the example or usually in chemistry we give a hypothetical, means a general one which can be used for a chemical, like generally explaining. For example, here A plus B, if they are combined now, they will be forming C. Okay, it is hypothetical, just for understanding the definition we'll use it. So A, B combined to form a C. So what examples we can give? See, one example we already seen is carbon. When it is reacted with oxygen, it is going to form a carbon dioxide. Okay, so this is a combustion reaction. You know, there is one more name for this also, that is called as a it is a combination reaction. There's one more name, is it is also called as a combustion reaction. Okay, combustion reaction. So other example could be, see, this is the one example. Other example could be H2 plus O2 giving H2O. So let's balance this one. So this should be 2 times because there is a 2 molecules of oxygen, so now it is balanced. This is also one of the examples for the combination reaction, right? Or third example is when N2 is reacted with O2, it is going to form 2NO. See this symbol, what is the symbol? That it is a gas which is trying to escape out. Okay, and the same symbol I can use for this one, but I cannot use this because H2 is a liquid, right? Okay, these whatever I just explained, it is non-metal. Okay, non-metals combination reaction. How it is non-metal? Because all these are non-metals that are used here. So I'll give some more example where you understand that when the potassium is reacted with oxygen, it is going to form K2O, right? Or when calcium is reacted with oxygen, it is going to form calcium oxide. See, to balance, I'll multiply by 2, this multiplied by 2, this is also multiplied by, see, actually this should be multiplied by 2, so it should be multiplied by 4. Okay, you know, this 4, 5, and even I'll write one more example of aluminum reacting with oxygen to form the Al2O3, right? So again, to balance, what should I do now? Here is I should multiply this by 2, this should be by 3, and this should be by 2, sorry, this should be by 4, right? So what are these then now? These are metal combination reaction. Okay, metal combination reaction. Why? Because potassium, calcium, all these, aluminum, all these are called as a metals, right? So there are some now, we have been using one thing now, right? What is that? Here we can see that I have been using only oxygen. So is there anything now which is not oxygen? Means all these are, you can consider this like a combustion reaction only, right? So is there anything extra now? Yes. For example, just now we have discussed the Haber's process where N2 plus H2 reacts to give the 2NH3. This is also a combination reaction, but here oxygen is not used, right? Or 8-1 magnesium reacting with nitrogen to form the magnesium nitride. Okay, magnesium nitride formula is Mg3N2. So to balance, what I'll be doing here is I'll be multiplying by this by 3. So it means that these example just I given now. Okay, this example just given is this like other than, okay, other than the oxygen. Got it? So there are so many other examples that we can give now. Like this is a reaction where metal is combining with the nitrogen. So many example of this could be given. Now a metal reacting with the chlorine can be given, right? Or a non-metal reacting with the chlorine. For example, see, metal like Na is reacting with Cl2 to form NaCl, right? NaCl. So this is 2, this is also 2. See, this is a metal reacting with chlorine. non-metal reacting with chlorine. So many different types of combination reaction could be given here, right? So this is one type of the chemical reaction. Okay, then what is other now? Just now we are seeing that the second type is called as, okay, second type is called as chemical decomposition. Okay, decomposition reaction. So first of all, what you must understand here is chemical decomposition is just opposite of the chemical combination. Means here two or molecules will be combined, but in the chemical decomposition here substance, okay, here the substance is splits up. Okay, the substance is going to splits up to form two or more simpler product. Okay, simpler product. So understand the difference between these. Here when the two or more molecules combine, you will be getting one. Here one molecule is going to split up to form two or more molecule, right? Just opposite of that. I just cannot reverse the examples. Okay, in this case if I given this example, I just cannot reverse it, and I cannot use that one as a example for the chemical decomposition, because majority of the reactions written over here is not reversible. Okay, so for the chemical decomposition, one of the main example, okay, see, hypothetically you can write it as AB is split up into form A plus B, right? But the actual example, when you want to see the actual example, you can go for heating of PbO2. Why? Because when PbO2 is heated, it is going to form PbO plus O2, right? So this is going to, oxygen is going to be liberated. One of the most important example for the decomposition is decomposition of KClO3. So when you heat it, it is going to form KClO plus O2. Oxygen is liberated. To balance, I have to multiply this by 3, I have to multiply this by 2 and by 2. So this is one of the most important example. Okay, one of the most important example. This will be used many times. Okay, so this is the decomposition reaction, right? So let's just see some more examples, for the decomposition reaction, where other types of decomposition reactions will be used. For example, first one, just now we have seen decomposition. Okay, decomposition of oxides. Oxides means after heating, oxides will be separated. Just now we have discussed the KClO3, right? Two molecules is going to form 2 molecules of KCl plus 3 molecules of O2. You can see decomposition of the oxide, you will be getting oxygen. Not only this one, when you heat HgO, it is going to form Hg. Okay, Hg with the liberation of O2. This is also decomposition of oxide. Now the other decomposition reaction could be decomposition of hydroxides, right? Hydroxides. So for example, when you heat zinc hydroxide, you will be getting zinc oxide plus H2O. You can see this OH is liberated. Okay, it is going out. So to balance this one, I have to multiply by this by 2, and I have to multiply this by 2, and I have to multiply this by 2, right? So only these? No, there are so many. For example, decomposition of, third one could be nitrites. Okay, your decomposition of the nitrates. Okay, nitrates. For example, when KNO3 is heated, so you will be getting KNO2 plus O2. Okay, you can see the nitrogen. Okay, this NO2 is going to be separated out. Not only this one, fourth one I can give it as a decomposition of carbonates. For example, when CaCO3 is heated, you will be getting calcium oxide plus carbon dioxide gas. So these are some of the example for the chemical decomposition reaction. Got it? So after understanding all this now, after understanding all these things, we will see now. Okay, we will see some more examples for the decomposition reaction. That can the acid be decomposed? So there is something called as decomposition of acids also. Means when HNO3, see, sorry, I'll just adjust the camera. HNO3, when it is heated, it is going to form 2H2O plus NO2 plus O2. Now you might wonder about like how to remember all the reactions and all. Don't worry, some of the reactions you will understand when you study deeply about the inorganic chemistry, that it will be generalized that this reactant is going to react with this reactant in this way only. So that generalization will be given when you come to the actual studying of the inorganic chemistry. Okay, till then you might feel that okay, how to remember all these things? Nothing like that. Okay, there are many of the examples that you'll see in the inorganic chapters. Got it? So by with this now, okay, I'll conclude here about the chemical combination and chemical decomposition reaction, and let us learn about the chemical displacement and double displacement and some other types of the chemical reaction in the next part. So after learning all this part, you can collect the chart, okay, question chart from the college, and you can solve it for the practice. So thank you.